Hello everybody. I will be predicting all 18 games for the 2024-2025 Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's see how far they go. Here we go. For week 1 of the regular season, you've got the Pittsburgh Steelers going to New York to take on the New York Jets. I have the Pittsburgh Steelers and Aaron Rodgers getting revenge on the former quarterback, Justin Fields. I just think Aaron Rodgers has a message to send to the Jets, and the Steelers are 1-0. The Pittsburgh Steelers' second matchup is at home against the Seattle Seahawks. Sam Darnold, Jackson Smith-Njigba. I think the Steelers suffer their first loss of the season at home, and their record will be 1-1 heading into week 3. Week 3 of the regular season has the Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to New England to take on the Patriots. I have the Pittsburgh Steelers winning on the road, improving their record to 2-1. But I think this is going to be a very close game, and I have somebody like TJ Watt sacking the quarterback to end the game in a very low scoring game. This is week 4. The Pittsburgh Steelers take on the Minnesota Vikings in Ireland. The first ever Ireland game in NFL history. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers will win just by luck. Minnesota has a QB battle going on, and I think that's going to be a distraction. I could be wrong. This is a toss-up. I'm picking the Steelers. In week 5, the Pittsburgh Steelers had their bye week. Don't like that, but they will finish 3-1 to start off the season, with week 6 coming soon. Next we have in week 6, the Pittsburgh Steelers are at home against the Cleveland Browns after a bye week. I think Myles Garrett will take over this game, and Cleveland, even though they have a lot of questions at quarterback, find a way to get the win in Pittsburgh, and the Steelers will fall to 3-2. Week 7, Pittsburgh travels to Cincinnati on like 3 or 4 days rest on Thursday Night Football after losing to Cleveland. At home, I think Pittsburgh's fatigue gets the best of them, and they drop this game to the Cincinnati Bengals, and Cincinnati wins this one. Just too much firepower from Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins, and Pittsburgh being on a short week, their defense will be tired. After 10 days off, after their Thursday night game against the Bengals, the Pittsburgh Steelers go home and take on the Green Bay Packers and Jordan Love and the crew. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers get the win at home after some rest. Their defense will be ramped up and charged, and Aaron Rodgers will be focused. Pittsburgh Steelers with the win in week 8. Week 9, I'm not sure who the Colts quarterback is going to be. It's going to be up in the air. Pittsburgh, Aaron Rodgers at home. I think the Steelers get the win at home in Week 9. Next, the Pittsburgh Steelers go to LA to take on the LA Chargers. They have one of the best defenses in the league last year. I believe Justin Herbert and the Chargers beat the Pittsburgh Steelers in LA for the Week 10 result. Next, we have the Week 11 matchup, the Cincinnati Bengals with Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins come to Acrisure Stadium to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And this time at home, I believe the Pittsburgh Steelers find a way to win, and they split the season series 1-1. The next game is the Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to Chicago to take on the Bears. And Aaron Rodgers, being with the Packers all those previous years, cannot stand the Bears and has dominated them over the years. So I'm going to pick Pittsburgh to beat Chicago. And this is the last year I think Aaron Rodgers plays, but he's going to go out with a win against the Bears. Week 13, the Buffalo Bills come to Acrisure Stadium to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Buffalo has a lot of firepower with Josh Allen and all the weapons he has. I predict Buffalo will not only beat Pittsburgh, but I don't think it's going to be close. Buffalo wins the Week 13 matchup. Next, Pittsburgh heads to Baltimore to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson and crew, I expect to have a big year, and Aaron Rodgers and the crew go on the road and lose to the Baltimore Ravens in Week 14. Next, in Week 15, you have the Miami Dolphins coming to town to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers at Acrisure Stadium. And I feel like Pittsburgh somehow squeaks out a win with their defense. Next, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers going to Detroit to take on one of the best teams in the NFL last year, the Detroit Lions. And I don't think this game is going to be close. Aaron Rodgers is going to try his best against his former rival team, but there's just way too much firepower, and Detroit wins easily at home. Next, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to Cleveland to take on the Browns. I think the Browns end up being one of the worst teams in the NFL this year. 4 quarterbacks in their quarterback room right now. I expect Shedeur Sanders to start, but the Steelers' defense, just too much. TJ Watt has a big day. Cameron Hayward is just awesome. Minka Fitzpatrick. And I think Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers, it won't even be close. Pittsburgh wins. I think the Baltimore Ravens beat the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh in Week 18. Pittsburgh Steelers miss the playoffs and Aaron Rodgers retires. So I think the Pittsburgh Steelers finished the 2024-2025 season with a 9-win, 8-loss season. They go above 500. The question is, will that be enough to save Mike Tomlin's job? And honestly, I don't know. So we'll see. It's going to be an interesting year for Pittsburgh. Thanks for watching my prediction video. Take care, everybody. Peace.